Hey guys, Engineer Wannabe here for another episode of Watch Soup, Solar Soup, Diet Watch Soup. Today it's just going to be me and you guys, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully we can have a good chat. I do enjoy doing solo sometimes because it lets me chat with you guys like in the chat directly and focus entirely on you guys. So hope you guys enjoy this. Hope you have a good time. Today we've got three videos I'm gonna chat about, so I'm not sure how long we'll go. Well, maybe we'll go for a while, depending on how we chat and what happens uh, and so on. But I'm gonna start off with a wristwatch check, guys. Let me know what's on your wrist. I'd love to hear that. On my wrist is still continuing from yesterday, still the Grand Seiko SBGA 415 winter seasons collection or seasons collection winter edition. Really liking this guy. Yeah, I've been wearing it a lot lately. I feel like it's gonna come out of rotation now. I've had it for quite some time. So anyway, let's jump into the chat and see what's going on over here. Oh, also, hope you guys had a great Christmas yesterday. If you do celebrate, if not, I hope you had a good time. Whatever it is that you do, family and friends and whatnot. I know I had a great day. So, um, hey, Dan's here. Good to see you, Dan and Bill. How's it going? Desk Diversity as well, and Chaz, who's always so supportive and always here as well. Good to see you, Chaz. Justin's here. How's it going? This thing is on. It is on, and I was right on time. Like I was on time to the second. So you were early. um, well, at least according to my clock. Good to see you, Bruno. How's it going? Mes9, good to see you. Kevin, how's it going? Dan is wearing his Darth tuna. Cool. Very nice. Young Excellency, how's it going, sir? Good to see you again from Atlantic Canada. Bobby Legs is here as well. Hey, Bobby, wearing the Yub. Good to see you. SLA 049. Ooh, good choice. Good choice, Test Diver. Um, Chaz is wearing his Zin 103. Beautiful watch. Great choice there. Mez9 is wearing his Black Bay 58. Cool. Ken Spears here. Good to see you, Ken. Young Excellency is wearing his Seagull 1963. Very cool. Great watch. Let's see. What's written on the wall behind me? It says, "For with God, all things are possible." Just had to make sure. The words are kind of peeling off. I've got to do some painting there. I usually try to frame that out. Maybe I'll do it now. Oh wait, there we go. uh, there's a bit of damage on the drywall that I fixed up, but I haven't painted it yet. I've got to go to the paint store and get the paint matched because the tin that we had as backup was all dried out. Too bad, but I got to get that done some point. It's not high on the priority list. um Anyway, let's see. Hey, Steve's here as well. Time Hill, good to see you, sir. Joey as well. North flag on Joey's wrist, really cool. Rally graph. Who has the rally graph? Mes9 saying he loves the rally graph. Did I miss something? Uh, okay. Justin, hey, yes, it is the Lake Suwa on screen. It's actually Brandon Menancio's video. I was watching just before, and I hit pause and I came over here. It's better than having a blank screen there, right? So I hope Brandon's okay with that. I probably should have checked before. um, but yeah, man, videography on Brandon's video. Ooh, excellent. Uh, okay, might as well jump into that, right? Let's see. Let me pull up there you go, the banner. First video to chat about is Brandon Menancio's Grand Seiko Minamo review. So he did a great video I did a bit of a teaser too in this video. Talked about the Lake Suwa. It's kind of known as the Lake Suwa. It's kind of known as the Minamo. Great video. Man, I don't know if he's stepping it up every video that he does, or if it's just me. Uh, but man, it's beautiful to watch. And I'm really not too into all the fluffy videos. I mean, they're really nice, and they do provide a huge service. I'm just not that kind of visual, I guess. I listen to videos a lot more, but when I do get to see stuff like that, oh man, um, it's excellent. You guys should go check this video out. It's you can't describe this video. It's that good. But Brandon was talking about the Lake Suwa. He had a great review of it. He had some controversial things to say, somewhat controversial things to say. He was talking about how the finishing is as good as a Patek Nautilus. I agree when it comes to case and bracelet, I guess. Yeah, bracelet too. Finishing is better, the same, better than an equivalent Nautilus, I guess. But movement, when it comes to movement, yeah, kind of runs away with it, I think. Not that I've actually seen a Patek Nautilus in person. That's what I'm told. So I should clarify that. I've seen other movements like from Alang and Zona that you know Grand Seiko can't hold a candle to it. Even their new 9R movements or 9S A5, that's the one that's in the white birch, which looks incredible. Really can't hold a candle to the likes of Alang and Zona, nor should it, because it's a fraction of the price of those watches. Maybe not a small fraction, but it's still a fraction of the price. So yeah, I mean, come on, I take this watch over Patek Philippe Nautilus. You guys know I don't like the Nautilus. To me, it looks like an ugly sea creature, which kind of makes sense, right? It's a Nautilus, the sea, 20,000 leagues under the sea, and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I mean, that was a controversial thing that he said, but I tend to agree with him when it comes to case and dial. But moving on to some other stuff, he just called Rolex boring, which I kind of agree to, and it's neither here nor there. But the review itself was really cool. The teaser at the end, guess I shouldn't spoil it, but I mean, it's not a movie or anything. So he also has the white birch, and he mentioned he likes the white birch more, slightly at this point in time. And that's really cool to hear. I tend to like the Lake Suwa a bit more. So, and when I picked this video to chat about, I had no idea that Torin had bought the Lake Suwa as well, and the fact that he also has the white birch. I did not know that. Sorry, I'm kind of fixing that glare on my eye. It's kind of distracting. Let's see if I got that. Yeah, that's better. I had no idea Torrin had, had both those watches. That's so cool that he did that. But yeah, guys, check out this video. It's really good. I shouldn't have to tell you that. He's he's way bigger, way bigger than I could ever imagine to be. Far more charismatic, far more knowledgeable as well. Guys, come on. You have to check him out. I'm like if I'm Evan's, I'm the fanboy of Evan from You're Terrific. Brandon Menancio is kind of right under. Okay, let's jump into the chat again. Time Hill saying, "Love the Lake Suwa. It is beautiful." Uh, Neff, good to see you, Neff. Yeah. Um, Finishing on par with Patek, says Justin. That's a bold statement. It is, and he basically said, "Fight me." He said, "Hey, don't just tell me that it's not better than Patek. Just show me that it's better. Show me that the Patek is better." And that's basically saying, "This is better. Fight me." In the nice way that Brandon does say things. Um, Or do you guys actually hear some popping in the sound, Chaz? I'm sorry if there is. No popping, says Bill. Okay, that's good to hear. Okay. Who is the bigger fanboy? GS fanboy, Brandon or Sanjay? I would say I'm the bigger fanboy. I mean, well, I don't know. Brandon has more Grand Seikos than I do, so maybe he's the bigger fanboy. I'm the bigger nerd, maybe. Hey, Thomas, thanks so much. That's very kind of you, sir. Thank you. I had a great Christmas. I hope you did as well. Um, Justin says, "Dig the AT's hair moves. Really celebrates the mullet." Okay, cool. One thing I wanted to talk about that I forgot to at the beginning of this video was about coming in from yesterday's video where we chatted about yesterday's live stream. We chatted about the SLA 057. I got to try it out today. I was really excited to try it out, and it's so nice, guys. The strap is nice. The case is nice. It's large on my wrist, but it's still, I'd say it still fits for me, for my criteria. I really like the way it fits. Oh, I'm getting the tingles, guys. It's I it was hard walking away from it today. So I didn't go to my regular AD. I went to a neighborhood AD, which was nice. They're really great AD as well. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely getting the tingles. uh, so I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with the. I think the Longines has to go, but SLA 055. I might make it happen. I might not. I'll have to do some soul searching tonight. We'll see. We'll see. Um, there's only one that's leaving. And Winter is not leaving. No chance. No chance that the Winter is leaving for for that. Um, the only thing that could possibly leave was the Longines. That's the only thing. Hey, just to watch. Hey, Dave, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Merry Christmas. Good to see you here. Um, let's see. Dust Diver says I'd like to pick up the SLA 057. Did you see both? No, I only saw the 55 with the bluish, the light blue fume style dial. That's the only one that I did see. I don't think the other ones are out, at least not in my area. Not a lot of ADs have mentioned that to me, at least. Soul searching trade and watch math. Yep, yeah. I was actually chatting with Torrin about it, because we were talking about, you know, meeting up and going for the SLA. It would be cool if Torrin and I were watch bros again. You know, like the Birch Bros that we used to be. And if he got the SLA and I did, I might have to fill my trunk up with watch boxes again. Nev beat me to it. Nephew beat me to it. There you go. I'm just messing with you guys. Um, clear out the trunk. Yeah. Hey, we got Reinhard here too. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Oh, I should say Reinhard is also a fellow pen enthusiast now. So Reinhard, my notes for today were written with the Conklin, Conklin Endura Abalone, with Lamy Crystal Peridot ink. There, pen soup. Hey, Tennessee Mike, good to see you as well. Hope you're doing well. Eric is here. Hey, Eric, good to see you. Wow, it's great to see all you guys. Have you tried the SNE 573 Perfect Size? I have not tried that one on. I've heard good things though. Yeah. Okay, so Neff says that looks like black opal. I like that one. It's actually abalone, so it's real abalone. They kind of cut it into sheets and stuck it on the underside, and then covered it in resin. So really cool stuff here. it's an inexpensive pen, so well worth the money for the craftsmanship. I mean, it's not great craftsmanship because you can kind of see gaps, like see where the sheet kind of ended right there. But for what you pay for, it's good stuff. Um, okay, hey, Watch Sixto, good to see you. Good to know that you were Six Killer, 2121. I didn't know that before, uh, but now I know. I saw that comment. I just couldn't respond. Um, Dave says I really want to get into pens, but I'm left-handed and I smear ink everywhere. Ooh, yeah, I don't really have a solution for that. I've heard like if you adjust the paper, like the kind of paper you use, to be more absorbent, and you use a quicker drying ink, you can kind of get away with it. But yeah, I'm not a pen expert. I'm a newbie. Um, Eric says, "True confessions. I've always been a pen guy." There you go. uh, that's good. Um, quicker than or Reinhardt says, "I almost pulled the trigger on a vanishing point rod in water surface." Yeah, that's cool. I can't get behind the vanishing point. I just don't see the appeal on that. But that's cool. I mean, I appreciate that there are guys who like that kind of retractable fountain pen, I mean, it's a cool concept. Man, we've gone way into the pen end, so I'm gonna redirect us back onto course, and let's talk about this thing. Mark from Long Island Watch with the Bulova, or no, it's not Bulova anymore, or Bulova. It's not Bulova anymore. It's just Accutron. So the Accutron Spaceview 2021 edition, the modern edition. Um, I've got thoughts about this. I've got thoughts about this watch. I almost said pen. That is not good. All right. So I've got thoughts about this watch. Well, let's talk about the video though. Um, so Mark does a great job. I really love Mark's watch and learn series. I really love Mark's demeanor and his videos in general. He's very likable, very relatable guy. So I mean, I thoroughly enjoy the podcast like videos that he does with TGV. Um, so Mark was talking about this pen, and he was kind of going through um, what how this pen works, how this watch works. This watch. All right. So we're going through how this watch works. Uh, it's an interesting watch. It's not. I just don't get it, guys. I just don't get this watch. I love the original Accutron. Yep, pen. Well, the last watch soup. If you guys haven't seen the last watch soup, I had a mental meltdown, and yeah, Dave, um, just you should go check that out. I said pen like through the whole episode. I said pen. Clayton was with me in that episode, and man, it was an episode to remember. We just lost it. Okay, so Dan, I'd like to hear more about why you like this watch. I do like the watch as well, but I'm conflicted. So maybe it's because of the community, but so Mark was talking about this watch, how it works. This watch is an electrostatic watch, so to speak. It has electrostatic generators, which will power or give power to some sort of it's not, I don't think it's a capacitor. Mark didn't call it a capacitor. Some other people have called it a capacitor in the past. I don't know if a capacitor is able to maintain power or hold power for 2 years. Maybe it can, maybe it can't. I'm not too familiar with that. It's been a while since I've been into um, that world of things. But We've got uh, electrostatic generators that will power something, and that will in turn power a quartz crystal, which and also two motors. So one stepper motor and one um, Electrostatic motor. So the electrostatic motor only powers the seconds hand. In the stepper motors will power, much like any other quartz watch, will power the minute and hour hands. So basically, that is what the watch is. It's okay. So I'm gonna say it. It's just a quartz watch. I mean I don't understand. Um, I mean that's not a bad thing. I really I kind of like this watch, but it's nothing evolutionary, revolutionary. It looks good, like Dave, you said. It does look interesting and it does look good. Um, he says, I think it looks awesome, really cool to see some new engineering and creative thinking, but I don't see how it's anything other than a step backwards in terms of actual functionality. Thank you, Dave. That's what I was thinking too. Like, because Mark, it may have been a slip because Mark's watch videos are actually kind of more um, casual. I don't think he scripts it a lot. So maybe what he said when this is the next step after Spring Drive, um, I I took offense to that. this and when people compare this to Spring Drive, I'm going, Spring Drive is so much more than this compared to this is just a quartz watch. This is a revolutionary way to make power for a watch, which is really interesting, and this watch is cool because of that. But I guess the main problem I have is with the watch community thinking this is like even comparable to Spring Drive. Like Spring Drive took 25 years to develop, and this took 5. It's kind of clumsy in a sense too, like the way they solved the problems that this watch gave them. I feel like it's almost a beta test, and I'm sure it'll get better. Um, but would this be the one you want to purchase? I mean, it's $3,000. That's kind of where Spring Drive started off at. $3,000 to $4,000. You could have a Spring Drive. I know that's getting rarer in this day. Um, I am a big GS fanboy, and you guys should know that. I also mean no malice to anyone who loves this watch. I really don't mean any harm. Um, I'm just, speaking freely. I guess some of you guys liked it when I was speaking freely about the John Mayer Hodinkee release. I'm just speaking a bit freely here. But I mean no malice, no malintent. I do care about what you think, and I would never say fight me. um, you know what I mean. Um, so with Spring Drive, you got something so cool. You got a mechanical watch. You got a regulator. Basically, the escapement part of the watch is a quartz regulator, but it's not just any old quartz regulator. The quartz regulator tells the glide wheel, which is the escapement. Basically, it's an um, un unobstructed escapement. Uh, it tells an electromagnetic brake to hold and release the wheel to keep time, and that's incredible. That is a seamless fusion of quartz and spring energy, traditional mechanical watchmaking. Um, so that's cool. This is cool, but it's just a different way to generate energy. And I think in a sense, I would just say this is kinetic. Buy kinetic. It'll probably be more reliable. You If you do not wear it for 2 years, you're still okay. Here, there's a severe complication if you don't wear um, the watch for 2 years, which I get the argument that they make. You're always going to be wearing. Who's not going to wear it for 2 years? Um, the problem though is that I don't know how much power you will get over the wear. Like, say you wore it once a month, would it be a problem in 4 years? because you only wore it once a month, meaning you're slowly depleting it. It's I don't know. I don't know why there was so much hype behind this thing when it did come out. I was waiting for Mark to do a video like this, and I was at the edge of my seat watching this video, listening to it. And I was like, "Oh, okay, Mark is gonna explain this to me. I'm gonna be like, that's it. That's why this watch is cool." And I thought, well, yeah. Oh well. But let's see what you guys are saying as well. Um, Eric said, "I felt Accutron wasn't finished, meaning it seemed like a prototype." Okay, there. Well, we have a common ground there actually. In function, it seemed like a prototype in function. The second hand was way too small for me to see well, and the power reserve is confusing. As Randy would say, it's a no. That's a good one. Oh, no way! You're in Ajax, Ontario. Hey, man. I'm your neighbor, like literally. We live very close. Um, Chaz says, "I'm with you on the comparison between this and Spring Drive. No comparison, absolutely." Mark, hey, how's it going? Good to see you, sir. Let's see. Neff says, "I love it." Sanja, keep going. Quicker than drawing free thought, says Reinhard. And Dan says, "You don't have to apologize for your opinion." I agree. But I generally like to go a step and apologize anyway. Just to make my Canadian friends proud. Uh, but actually, it's more just in case. I don't want to offend anyone. If someone is offended because of a misunderstanding, people tend to keep it quiet, and then bitterness gets bigger and bigger. I I'd rather apologize for my opinion and then avoid that, avoid bitterness, which I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong there, but um, Joey says, "I hate when people compare battery powered quartz to spring drive. There's no comparison." That said, I like Accutron watches. It's a lot on their own merit. I agree. I do like Accutron watches. I think the original Accutron from like the 50s and 60s. I think 50s and 60s. Um, that watch is incredibly cool. Now that was like the precursor to quartz, right? Instead of using a quartz crystal, they used some kind of steel as the tuning fork. So now we cut the not we but watch manufacturers, they cut the quartz crystal in the shape of a tuning fork and then pass a current through it. Um, Back then, I think they had coils around the tuning fork, and that's why the Accutron hummed because it was actually resonating. So very very cool stuff. The original Accutron is incredible. This is kind of you know a step down from that even, and that one's way more affordable. Like you can go and purchase that, and that is a nightmare in terms of taking care of it and keeping it up. But that's in a sense, if you want a conversation piece that looks better, I think, and it is actually something innovative and revolutionary. That literally is the revolution in watchmaking history. So, um, anyway, Justin says Sanjay has a Canadian clause in his. I do. Um, that's how people from Canada say it. Well, yeah, eh? Sure is. I'm offended that you're apologizing. Oh, sorry. Well, wait, I'm not sorry. Does that help? uh, TC says, my Seiko Premier Kinetic Perpetual is now 13 years old and dead reliable. Agreed. It's like, that's the thing. This kinetic is more reliable. Solar is another way of generating power, which is far more reliable than these turbines. Um, over some kind of plate that generates static, and it's cool. It's really cool. It's just kind of like, why, um, why when there are other ways to generate power that's more efficient, it's thinner. And in a sense, I know why. You shouldn't stop trying something just because there's something better, like it could lead to something big and great. In this case, I don't think it will. As Kevin O'Leary would say, I would take this to the back and have it shot. um, but and that's harsh. I wouldn't take this out back and have it shot, guys. This is it's a cool watch, but I don't know. Mes9 says I have a 60s Accutron tuning fork model running in the watch box right now, humming away. There you go. There you go. That is the one to own, guys. That is the one to own. TC is asking, I wonder if that electrostatic watch would pass a drop test. That's a good question. It's also interesting that you can't put it on a winder because there's a rotor. Like, this is why this is just a kinetic. There's a rotor in the back. there's a rotor in the back. And that rotor, when it spins, even slightly, it spins those little two turbines. I wish I had that up right now, but it has two little turbines at the, let's say, 5 and 7 o'clock. So when the rotor moves even slightly, those turbines spin like mad, and it looks cool. But why? And yeah, kinetic. Kinetic. Okay, so I hope I did not offend you guys. It's just just what's on my mind. I've been sitting on that opinion for a while, because I was hoping someone would come out with something somewhere to say that, hey, you're wrong, and I could, without having to go back and take back all what I just said, and say, okay, this is cool, and this is revolutionary. The more videos that come out of it about it, the more I think, well, it's kind of a bummer. But I think they should keep trying. Maybe they'll make it thinner. Maybe they'll make it into something that we can't even imagine. Maybe something's in the work right now, but 20 years from now, kind of like with Spring Drive, it just blows us away. That we couldn't even fathom right now. Maybe that's what's ahead. So we'll see. We'll see. If I live that long, I'd be looking forward to seeing that. Okay, so let's talk about the next video. This was a really cool video. I enjoy listening to Pete from Not So Obvious Watches, even when sometimes some things he says, cut deep and they kind of hurt. But even then, I really enjoy listening to Pete. So Pete was talking about Dealbreakers, watches that he cannot buy, and I resonated with quite a few of these things as well. So let's talk about it. He talked about one, the easy ones in the beginning. Watches he would not buy would be a fake watch. Fake watches means a fake person, and yeah, he goes on as to why you wouldn't buy a fake watch, and I 100% agree. I'm gonna grab my notes actually, just so I don't miss anything up. But that's a good point. And the next one he was talking about was not buying a substitute watch, and I resonate with this a lot because I mentioned this to quite a few people. A substitute watch would be, like what the watch community would call an homage, like a Steinhardt, uh, Parnas, Pagani design. That, like a substitute look, the same look of a watch, a copy watch, a knockoff, but not a fake, I guess, a ripoff, but not a fake. So he was talking about how he could not purchase one of these. If he cannot purchase the watch that he really likes, he'd rather not have it at all. And I tend to agree. When I mention this to newer enthusiasts, I say, especially if they're looking into like a Pagani design, then there's not a lot of new enthusiasts that reach out to me on Instagram. But if someone were to reach out to me and say, hey, should I get this Pagani design, I really like it, Should I get this? What was that Grand Seiko? Dan posted that Grand Seiko Heimdallr. Was it Heimdallr? They did um, knockoff of the Grand Seiko Godzilla, which was egregious. um, but so if someone sees the Grand Seikos on my Instagram and says, "Hey, should I get this Heimdallr?" There's no chance that I can afford this Grand Seiko, so I should get this Heimdallr, right? And I would always say, no, you're better than that. don't uh, don't do it. Um, just because there's so much out there, and you may think you can't afford it. You may think you'll never get it, but you might. And if it comes to a point where you can, and you will, you kind of um, muddied that experience by having that Heimdallr. So you're better than that, and I agree entirely with Pete here. Even though he's just talking about himself, I'm kind of like projecting it out to you guys here. Pete was saying that for himself, he will not buy a watch that is a copy, and he went further to say even a value proposition of a watch. So I'm assuming what he means is like if he really liked the AP Royal Oak, really easy one here. If he really liked and wanted an AP Royal Oak, he doesn't, but if he did, if he went with the Tudor Royale, which is a watch he hates, um, he would not do it because it is the value proposition. It's a substitute watch. So the substitute watch spans from um, knockoff. Oh, sorry, from fake. Yeah, no, from knockoff to all the way down to a value proposition. So if he wants a watch, he wants that watch. He'd rather not have it than to have a substitute. That's where I kind of draw my line. I am okay with settling. I'm a bit more okay with settling for um, that kind of substitute. Like if I really want an AP Royal Oak, I would much rather have not much rather have, but I would be okay with going with say the Chopard Alpine Eagle or even the Tudor Royale, which I have done. I used to have the Blue Dial Tudor Royale, which was a fantastic watch. I still miss it from time to time. But yeah, so that's kind of where Pete and I would delineate, go our separate ways, so to speak. But anyway, moving on. He really had some great points in this video. Do check it out. I don't want to just rehash this video here. You guys should check it out and watch it for yourself. Um, he also went on to talk about this funny thing that he called the fun to faff factor. So if he has to work at this watch, if it's like some kind of complication, um, or something where you have to fidget and be finicky and deal with a lot of faff to enjoy the watch, he would not he would not buy that watch. So which is why he does not have any higher complication watches. So I'm going to jump in the chat because I'm kind of losing you guys here. And I'm losing on keeping up with you guys. So I'm going to jump in there, see what you guys are talking about. Neff says, solar. Exactly. The sun has billions of years of power reserve. Beat that. Yeah. Well said, Neff. I think I missed that earlier. Hey, Colin's here. Good to see you, Colin. Hope you're doing well. Justin says Pete buys a lot of watches and doesn't sell a thing. Wild behavior, in my opinion. Yeah, yeah, that's the kind of collector he is. Dan says homages will satisfy. It's interesting take. Maybe. But at what cost? To the watch enthusiast, at what cost? um. Oh, okay. Dan says homages will never satisfy. Okay, thank you, Dan. I did not know how to take that. Okay. Detroit Spartans here as well. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. TC says, I tend to agree that one should not buy a substitute watch in place of the watch you really desire to own. Yeah. Royale. Royale with cheese or Royale toilet paper. Colin says, I definitely need a Royal Oak. I definitely do not. Need a Royal Oak. And I need a vacation. I'm okay. I'm okay. Yeah, I hear you. Neff says Sanjay can't fit enough trunks in or watches in his trunk to get a Royal Oak. He needs a minivan for that. Yeah, absolutely. I need to like trade in a minivan for that because yeah, there's like if I sold all my watches, I still wouldn't be able to make a Royal Oak happen, at least in the secondary market. Um, but yeah, anyway, moving on. Um, he also talked about watches that would make him worry. You know, uh, another thing I really resonate with is that watches that would make me think about this, that, or the other, I always kind of shy away from. Like, I really like the Oris Upcycle. Um, that has a plastic dial, uh, basically a resin covered dial, um, that I'm not sure how it will age. I'm sure it'll be fine. Um, I'm sure it will age well. I've got since then I've got a bunch of resin pens, and I've seen like the history of resin now because resin's been around for a while, or at least these resins that are on pens. And I'm not sure if it's the same kind of material that they're using or is using on a dial. But basically, because of the worry that I would have on about this watch, how it would age, I kind of shied away from it, even though I really enjoy the look of it. So I kind of resonate with this too. If a watch is going to make me worry or really think about, especially if the value skyrockets and I'm now concerned about wearing it in certain places, I completely stayed away from Rolex, mainly because of, well, one of the reasons is because of the stigma, but also because people recognize Rolex. Not a lot of people, but uh, the wrong kind of people can, and I don't want to be recognized. So if that comes into play, game over. The watch is not for me. I will not get that watch. So yeah, I resonated with that too. And that is kind of all I really wanted to talk about this video. Um, really great video, guys. I really enjoyed this one. I don't know why I enjoyed this one so much. Maybe because we overlapped a lot in our thoughts. Pete though is far wiser. Um, he's a brilliant guy. Kind of like a philosopher even. I couldn't like intellectually I couldn't hold a candle to him, but he is an interesting fellow, a joy to listen to. So do check out that video. Um, let's go back into the chat here. Matthew, good to see you. I think I did say hi to you. Mi Laureato isn't an homage. It is not. It is an homage in the purest sense of the word, um, not in the sense of the watch community's understanding of the word homage, which is knockoff. Um, your Laureato is not a knockoff. It is beautiful. Neff says that would be a pretty nice minivan. Hey, have you seen what minivans go for these days? Especially like a Toyota Sienna hybrid. It's ridiculous. You could probably get a Royal Oak if you had a new one. Um, Dave says, my strategy with homages is to be ignorant of luxury watches. So when I see an awesome watch on Ali, I can buy it without knowing it's an homage. That's fair. Um, I mean, I I purchased a Seiko, Shippo enamel Seiko, without knowing that it was a knockoff, kind of almost knockoff of a Ulysse Nardin, and I enjoyed that Shippo enamel. But once I did see that Ulysse Nardin, and I kind of was hit with the reality that this is it's not Seiko's original design. It was a beautiful watch though. Yeah, that Shippo enamel, whew, it's beautiful. Um, Dan says worst case, recycle it again. Yeah. Like in my head, that upcycle, like the worst case scenario is that dial just crumbling, like perishing plastics. They crumble, right? And that's like, oh, that's like a nightmare. If I I'd have sleepless nights thinking about that if I did have that watch. um, yeah, and I had this the Oris Aquas Clean Ocean. It had the same kind of plastic medallion in the back. So it was basically reclaimed plastic from the sea. They suspended it in resin made medallions, stuck it in the back of the watch. I was concerned about my sweat degrading that medallion and it just crumbling. So I had a sticker on the back of that to protect it. Um, so yeah, things that keep me up at night. um, Colin says, "But can Pete grow shrooms?" I don't know how to grow shrooms. um, I'm in the industry. I don't know the first thing about mushrooms really. Um, just just the business side of things, maybe. Uh, Pete's channel is not so obvious watches. NSOW is not so obvious watches. So, oh, Neff already answered. You guys got my back. Neff says that I don't, or he doesn't think that the Shippo enamel is a knockoff. It's just a marine chronometer style thing. Okay. Yeah, maybe. It's been a while since I saw both of those like side to side. Like it's been a few years. Um, so maybe my in the past my naivety made me think that it was a homage or a knockoff. Maybe I'm wrong in that. Uh, Dan says there are landfills with plastic older than you. The dial will be fine. It will be. But Dan, you know me. I was concerned about the heat generated about when I manually wind a manual wound watch. Um, I These are irrational things that I think about. I know it'll be fine, but sometimes I just think, what if I'm gonna mess something up? If I manually wind a watch from zero to full, um, yeah, these they don't make any sense. But yeah, it's just these are weird eccentricities that I kind of like. Um, I like doing like these weird things that how Pete was saying there's a fun to faff factor. Um, I like faffing sometimes, like if that makes sense. I like doing stupid things and partially winding a watch and then continuing through the day and winding it up slowly through the day like an automatic would. Um, like Dan, you mentioned a while ago when I was actually talking about this, you had said the heat generated by my wrist into the watch is far greater than the heat generated from the spring of me giving it energy, giving it tension. So I entirely agree with you, but I kind of like doing weird stuff like this. I don't know. I don't know why. It's just me, I guess. uh, Colin says, just the business side of shrooms. The guy in my high school knew the business side of shrooms. Guys, but shrooms, I mean, like legitimate legal mushrooms, not shrooms. We call it shrooms at work too. um, yeah, yeah, not illegal shrooms. Those are bad. Okay, okay. Um, Steve says you're over-engineering these issues. Okay, I sure am. Hey, Torrance here. Torrin, good to see you. Um, yeah, coming for the GS crown. uh, there you go. Good to see you, Torrin. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great Sunday today. Um, Detroit said I knew the business and recreational side of shrooms. Oh yeah, okay. um, Bruno is asking a question. Says, how do you guys feel about the Mercedes hand on a watch other than a Rolex? Uh, I don't know. I never really thought about that. I don't mind it. I guess it's kind of like a weird cathedral, like they're cathedral hands. It's kind of a thing. You got Breguet hands, which are kind of a thing. So Mercedes hands, yeah. I guess at first blush right now on the spot, I'd say it doesn't really matter. But Dan says, I hate Mercedes hands even on a Rolex. And there you go. Yeah, I don't mind them. I wouldn't bat an eye if I saw it in a different watch. But yeah, it would be good to hear what you guys think. Other than that, guys, I think that's it for Watch Soup. It was supposed to be a diet soup, but we've hit 50 minutes. That's crazy. I've been babbling on for 50 minutes. Guys, I do really enjoy sometimes doing solo. It's nice to focus on you guys. Not that I mean I love having Watch Soup with others too. Like one-on-one chat with those guys is really cool. All my friends, my dearest friends, they're the ones who come on the streams here, and I love that. But man, this is like almost good for the soul because I feel like I'm talking to all of you, and it's great. So I do appreciate you all, as you guys know, and yeah, I guess Chaz mentioning Happy New Year. This is kind of the last Sunday of the year, isn't it? That's crazy. So next Saturday will be New Year's when we have our next stream, Saturday night stream. So Happy New Year, Chaz. Thanks for reminding me. Happy New Year, everyone. I will see you on the new year. I hope you all are well. Guys, remember to check out Toran's video on comparing the white birch in the Lake Suwa, the SB SLGA 007. I almost messed that up. But do check out those pens because those are the best pens that Grand Seiko make. But yeah, I'm messing with you guys. But anyway, guys, take care. Stay safe out there. I appreciate you all. You guys are all infinitely valuable. And yeah, I'm looking forward to chatting with you all soon. Take care, everyone. Have a good night and a week. Have a great week and a happy new year.